This from earlier on, the Nuggets getting off the team bus and showing their fashion sense. Gotta make a grand entrance when you're on the road. And the game arrival, sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. A beautiful day as it usually is here in Phoenix. Such a dramatic setting here in the Arizona desert. It's that time of the year. Happy holidays, everyone, from 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some mid-season NBA action. With Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge on the sideline. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for Jokic.
On the boards, he's been a much bigger presence these last few years than he had been prior. And he can be counted on now to make an impact with his rebounding. And that's a product of all the work he's put in down low.
And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Nuggets coach Mike Malone is the son of longtime NBA assistant coach Brendan Malone, who was on the staff with the late Chuck Daly in Detroit when the Pistons won back-to-back NBA titles. Malone's dad told him not to get into coaching with its nomadic lifestyle and volatility. Michael said, "I knew the pitfalls. My father said, all right, if you're going to be a coach, be a great coach. If you have a passion, you've got to follow that passion." Kevin?
That's some pretty sound advice. Thanks, D.A. And tonight, Brent, classic battle of pivot men. Talk about some of your favorite center matchups historically.
Well, we hear a lot and we see a lot in terms of the nostalgia of Wilt Chamberlain going up against Bill Russell. I remember years watching in front of the television Akeem Olajuwon playing against David Robinson in some Western Conference battles. I don't know that we're going to see that much in the next 4 or 5 years, Kevin. We know where the game is going, and those post matchups end up becoming somewhere near the three-point line nowadays.
Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. Here we go. Filling out the wings, Harris and Barton. Millsap and Jokic, the big men. And it's Murray in at the 1. And for Phoenix, Rubio and Booker. They're the backcourt. Johnson is out there with Deandre Ayton. And it's Bridges in at the 3 spot.
He just bangs down. So one-hander.
2 very easy points right here. Murray, the pass to Millsap. Ayton against Jokic. It's Barton on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Phoenix grabs the miss. Booker left side. And he drops it in from the low post.
Devin Booker will score by any means necessary, and that time over decent defense, getting the contact.
Pulls from the top of the key, and that one hits back iron. Look at the last game for the Suns. It was a win against Houston. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Some solid defense from Harris. Pass to Jokic. Kicks it to Barton. Shoots over Bridges. The Nuggets with another miss.
Well, that's the only way to take him out of his comfort zone from that range. Get right up in the jersey, force him off the spot.
Murray. That one's not going to go.
Kev, I know it's early, but going 0 for 4 to start a game can make a team get a little bit tight.
Bridges shot. Good. Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Harris outside. Passes it to Jokic. Over Ayton. That's tipped.
Oh, man, it's 7-1. Not a good idea to challenge Ayton there.
Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going. Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, right now I don't see any let-up, GA. I think he's going to just keep putting his foot on that gas pedal tonight.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets. Well, the development for Deandre Ayton is going to be all about the pick and roll, both how he runs it and defends it.
I agree, Kevin. If he works with Devin Booker out there as an offensive threat and becomes a guy who can roll with good hands and finish, that's a key for their offense. And you look at his size defensively, he can be imposing.
We get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Taking a look at Denver. They're sitting pretty, second place, and looking to take the top spot. And, of course, Phoenix. They have a lot of ground to make up.
And right now for Phoenix, they haven't gotten anywhere near where they wanted to be this season. Pretty clear there's a big talent gap between them and the true contenders.
Well, you hope that they realize that and they have some self-awareness, but can they win some games, carry some positive energy, maybe some momentum into the offseason with which to build on?
Booker the pass to Ayton. He kicks it to Rubio. No good on the three. The Nuggets trail by 6. Harris outside. Rubio with the rebound. And it's Rubio with the ball for the Suns. Over Millsap. The offensive rebound. Second shot opportunity. It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1. Harris looking it over. And there's the pass to Barton. Outside for Millsap. Clock at 4. And here's Harris from the arc. Here's Barton. It's deflected. Now here's Rubio. Last time out he had 13 points. Takes the 3. Phoenix no good that time either. So for the Nuggets, their last game, a loss to the Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
Well, let's hope there isn't any carryover from that letdown in this one.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw good, Booker.
A great season for the Nuggets last year, winning the Northwest Division. Kind of a tough way to go out in the postseason for them as they lost to the Portland Trail Blazers. But overall, a terrific direction and lots of room to grow that has them excited about the Denver Nuggets competing at an elite level this season.
Here's Rubio. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. You know, Brent, for what the Nuggets did last season, they show they're going to be a factor for years to come.
Well, they had big wins over a lot of key opponents last year. I mean, really stepping up to the level of their competition. And they demonstrated that they're one of the best teams in the Western Conference, but there is room to grow. Hopefully that motivation is something that gets them to the next level.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. We're just halfway through the season, Brent. Talk about the value of leadership and keeping everyone focused night in and night out.
A lot of that will come from your coaching staff and the messaging, but I will tell you what, Kevin, playing with a star player that goes out there and does it night after night, watching James Harden, watching Russell Westbrook, watching Steph Curry have the kind of unreal performances for the game 56, the game 68. You're just sitting there in amazement. You want to step up and say, you know what, I want to be there for you.
But to me, that may be the most important. Like every game, they're there, aren't they? Every single game.
They are there. They're excited to be there. They're excited for you to be playing, and they raise the level of your attentiveness to being competitive on a nightly basis. And truly, those guys become inspirational to you.
Here's Johnson, following the basket by Paul Millsap. Booker outside. Pass to Bridges. From deep three-point range. No good from Booker.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
And that one's good. Millsap.
Well, Will Barton, always going full speed, that time finds a bullet pass to a teammate.
To the middle, here's Johnson, and Johnson with the stuff.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
He rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Booker against Harris. Pass to Murray. He feeds it to Millsap. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Ricky Rubio picks one up.
And how about the transition from Paul Millsap, going away from that star role to being more of a role player here in his later years? No longer needed to carry the torch, if you will, in terms of scoring and rebounding, but he can still give you just a bit of everything else at this stage.
And that one falls for Paul Millsap. And with Millsap, you can just see him contribute in so many ways.
I mean, a great passer for his position and also very unselfish with his offense. Still a plus defender with how often he is giving up size on the inside.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Jokic. Torrey Craig comes in for Barton. And Morris subbed in for Harris.
Well, when he gets into a groove at the free throw line, it doesn't just last for tonight. This might be 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that.
Here's Baines, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. And here is Bridges. Offline from the top of the key. Here's Craig, defended by Bridges. To the wing right side. A fadeaway. Millsap misses.
The D giving him that shot, and that's probably not a good idea, but I guess they knew what they were doing that time.
And that one, good.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Morris looking over the floor. Passes it to Murray. Floats one. It's hauled in by the Suns.
I think he rushed that one just a little bit, thinking the defense was going to get close. They weren't.
Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Well, Mikal Bridges tagged as a 3-and-D type player in the draft, still finding his way a little bit in terms of the NBA offensive system and where it is that he can be effective.
Grant, he's checked in for Paul Millsap.
One shot.
Now this team looking to utilize Bridges in a number of roles as he learns.
Bridges maybe has to take a back seat to what Ayton and Booker do for this team. It's a nice spot to settle in as the attention is on those two players. He can carve out a nice role here and continue to improve on some of his weaknesses in the offseason.
Murray, good.
Murray, not much fear there as he gets amongst the trees, looking in control down low.
Here's Jerome. 9-point game his last outing. Here's the pass to Bridges. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Morris outside. Murray against Carter. Murray, good.
That's a tricky little move there as Murray found a little bit of space and then got that floater off.
2 minutes. Sharge outside. Kicks it to Carter. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And the Suns last year, second to last in defensive rating.
Well, a lot of that was points off of turnovers. They just could not take care of the basketball. A lot of teams feasting on young players and inexperienced players getting a lot of minutes for the Phoenix Suns.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. Seems like nearly everyone, Brent, can shoot the 3. Records being broken every year. How long do you think this age of shooting is going to last?
The tipping point, I'm not sure where that is, but the fact that the Houston Rockets in the past 2 seasons have done what it is that they've done, shooting more 3s than 2s for 2 consecutive seasons, is just a mind-boggling thing to me, Kevin. I think,
but where has it gotten?
Well, I think that we're kind of at
the tipping
maximum.
point.
I think we are at the tipping point. I don't know how much more you can do, but the teams that are seeing those other teams having success with it are trying to emulate it.
They are.
Without the talent that you have. So the next few years are going to be interesting to see how it is or where it is that a transformative player maybe brings the game back towards inside the three-point line, or what strategies change to create even more three-point shots.
Phoenix with the ball, following the 3-point attempt by Jamal Murray. Jerome passes to Kaminsky. And it's good, with time running down on the shot clock.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. We know who that was. It was a terrific sophomore season for Monte Morris, one of the best assist-to-turnover ratio guys in the league. The former Iowa State Cyclone got a lot of rotation minutes and was huge in the playoffs as he came in as a spark plug off the bench.
And he can't get the first one. Lonley's checked in for the Nuggets. And he ends up missing both free throws. Phoenix leading by 12. Stolen by Grant. There's 42 seconds left here in the first quarter. Deep 2 from Murray. And another miss by Denver.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Carter, that's good.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Murray surveying the D. 16 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Craig. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
Phoenix ball.
Just 4 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Jerome. And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. The Suns on top as they end the first quarter on a 14-6 run. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. Nikola Jokic, a former second-round pick turned star in the league, talks about what the game means to him.
Basketball, like passion, love. Like that is the thing I play. Like when I know 4, 6, 7 years old, I don't know. Like basketball is always in my life. That like I think it's passion.
In basketball, Greg, a big deal in Jokic's native land of Serbia.
And I love his creativity. There's an artistry and a freedom in how he plays the game.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And guys, the Suns pretty much in control here.
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So on the floor for Denver, they've got Vonleh. Morris is out there with Jamal Murray. Then there's Grant, and it's Craig in at the small forward spot. Now here's Šorić. No points in the game yet for him. Pass to Kaminsky. 5 to shoot. Here's Jerome, and plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And there's the foul against Denver. The Suns have shot 67% from the line tonight, going 4-6.
2 shots.
Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Brent, the league's been trying to clean up some of the physicality that we see, some of the jawing, but there are some players that do a great job of nonetheless getting under an opponent's skin.
I don't think, Kevin, over the past couple of years, we would deem the NBA as being more physical than at any other time. Would we say that?
I think that's fair.
We would never say that. But there are still irritants in the game. And the reason why those guys do that is because that's their competitive advantage. And that's the way the league is always going to operate. There are going to be guys out there. And Jeremy Grant is one of those guys that's capable of highlight dunks on a nightly basis. That time, vicious finish.
Suns leading by 11. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. And pushing it up, here's Denver. Here's Craig. Good on the shot, and that shaved the lead to single digits.
Traditionally, that's how you want to finish the break, right at the rim.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
And Baines kicks to Kaminsky. Pass to Šorić. Craig pulls it in. The Nuggets trail by 9. Passes it to Grant. And the dunk by Grant.
Grant, one of those big guys that gets up off the ground like a guard. Love to see him throw it down.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. Coming into this, having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
Yeah, let's give a shout out to their defense in that one. The intensity, the shot blocking, just a dominant performance.
Yeah, last game was pretty impressive stuff on that end of the floor, just getting up near shooters and blocking as many shots as they did.
Gotta stay focused, can't mess it up. Got this one 'cause I know that they testing us. I'm in my bag, no longer checking the tags. Remember the days I wanted this bag. Now look where I'm at, I cannot be mad. Jumped in the game and I did the dash. There's no looking back, they live in the past. I know that you sad, go get you a bag. All of this winning is making you mad.
For the Nuggets, Jokic, he's checked in for Jeremy Grant. Will Barton comes in for Torrey Craig. And it's Gary Harris in for Murray. Rubio taking his time here. The pass to Kaminsky. Now Johnson. Just 5 on the clock. Drills it from outside. Johnson's got 7 points.
No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out on him.
Rubio against Jokic. Shoots over Rubio. And with that shot, the Suns' lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Jokic.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Kaminsky, the pass to Johnson. Booker with it. No good from outside.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Johnson with it. Guarded now by Morris. Johnson down low. Morris is there. Ayton lays it up off the glass. Ayton's got his first 2 points.
You know, if Ayton continues to play with that kind of effort, possession by possession, he's a real tough cover.
Pass to Jokic. The shot misses. So Phoenix will take it the other way. They've led by as many as 14 points. And Brent, for all the success Booker has had as an individual, he's ready to focus on winning.
Well, focus on winning is one thing, but first focus on leadership, as this team has a new coaching staff, an opportunity with a lot of young talent. Devin Booker is the guy a lot of people are looking towards to make sure that Phoenix rises and finds a way into the playoffs.
Rubio, the pass to Ayton.
Didn't get a ton of touches last year, which was interesting for a #1 pick, but Ayton, as a rookie, had a very, very underrated first season in Phoenix.
Suns have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good.
2018, the first name called in the draft was one Deandre Ayton out of Arizona. This guy is going to be around for a long time.
Denver making a switch here. Millsap's checked in. And the second free throw, good. And Morris has got the ball here for Denver. It's a 13-point game. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. They'll start a 3-game homestand with that game. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And with Ayton last season, he just stuck to what he does best. Also, that helped him keep his turnovers down.
Yeah, going to work on the block and having isolations like that, Kevin, will help a big player not have a lot of turnovers. I don't think he saw a lot of double teams last year, and that helped with his efficiency.
No good on that
one. You know, you watch Nikola Jokic out there, and he just moves like a guard. The way he approaches the game, sees the court, and shoots just aren't found in that center position.
Mikal Bridges checked in for Kaminsky. Second free throw, no good. Greg Jokic has so many tools at his disposal. He's a walking triple-double threat.
The passing and vision is what really sets him apart at that center position. The offense can run through him and should run through him with how he can distribute the ball.
Millsap dishes to Morris. Back to Millsap. And it's slammed in by Millsap.
And that's how you answer. I'd say he just one-upped him. Pretty good one there.
These two guys really, really like going at each other, don't they? And Rubio kicks to Booker. Rubio in the corner. Booker outside. They grab their own miss. Here's Ayton. It drops for his third basket. He's missed only one shot.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Martin passes to Morris. Jokic trying to free himself up. Rubio with it. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game.
Does it feel good as a big man like Ayton to throw it down? You bet it does.
Harris outside. Jokic kicks to Barton. Harris outside. Finds himself wide open and drills it.
And that's a correct way to run the pick and roll. Gary Harris gets a shot right in his comfort zone.
Over to the wing. Bridges, no one around him. Here's Ayton. Oh, and the jam by Ayton.
How about Ayton going up there and showing off a little bit of his skill with the half turn?
The Nuggets trail by 17. Barton surveying the floor. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts. But otherwise, the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
And that one's good, Ayton.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Nuggets have gone 7 of 11 from the field in the second quarter. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Morris with the bucket. Morris has got his first points of the night.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Now Rubio. Bridges inside the three-point line. That's good, and it's Johnson with the assist. Bridges has got 4 points now in the quarter. The Nuggets trail by 19. Morris outside. Pass to Millsap. Got it for his fourth field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
Yes. Contact certainly there, but Millsap just too big and too strong on those type of plays.
Rubio the pass to Johnson. He kicks to Bridges. For 3, Booker, and it's Denver with the rebound. Jokic just got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
Even if you're not shooting it, you like to see the effort level, and his tonight has been high.
Harris against Johnson. Harris misses.
I'm not sure where the lack of focus comes in there, Kevin. That's not like him. The defense is close, but there's enough space to score.
Here's Bridges, and it's sent back by Millsap.
Great block from Millsap, sending that one back.
Morris with the bucket.
Monty Williams, in his first stint with the Phoenix Suns, was a sought-after hire as a front office personnel member, was with the Spurs before going to Philadelphia, and has been a head coach in the league. Remember his days back in New Orleans with the Pelicans and a young Anthony Davis. So Monty, experienced, is going to bring that to the desert.
Phoenix calls timeout. And that experience you're talking about with Monty Williams, it's why the Suns wanted him.
Well, Monty's experience in a lot of levels in this league, as an assistant coach, as a head coach, being in the front office, part of player development. That's an amazing calming influence for this young Phoenix Suns team to grow with.
So for the Suns, Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Deandre Ayton. Saric comes in for Johnson. And it's Carter in for Ricky Rubio. Big group substitution here for Denver. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Jokic. Jeremy Grant comes in for Paul Millsap. Torrey Craig, he's checked in for Harris. And it's Jamal Murray in for Morris. 6 on the shot clock. 11 feet away. No good from Booker.
He's not very hard to defend right now. This is when the defense might step back and let him try to find his range.
And the dunk by Grant.
Like that from Murray right there. When he's passing it like this, it can make him so much better and so much more open.
Carter outside, kicks to Bridges. Here's Baines. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And the Suns miss again.
Well, if he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started.
And it's Murray penetrating. No good from Grant.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Passes to Carter. Back to Bridges. No good, and they can't put an end to this drought. Barton against Bridges. Now here's Murray. He's coming off a 31-point game against the Lakers. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Suns ahead. They lead by 13. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. Deandre Ayton was on fire in the first half. He had 13 points, 2 blocked shots, and 8 rebounds. He has bounced back nicely from what was a tough night for him in their last game. Judging by that first half, he's back to his old self again. Let's hear from you, Shaq, on the Suns.
Yeah, you see Deandre Ayton coming into his own, Ernie. Still very young, even though he doesn't look it. But all the talent is there, especially on the offensive end.
Kenny, what was your takeaway on Denver?
Well, obviously, they didn't show up on the glass at all. They were getting outworked, out-hustled, and outplayed. And their competition showed just the opposite. They wanted it more. You can't give up a ton of extra possessions in a game like this and expect to win.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Deandre Ayton has been sensational.
Yeah, he's been nothing short of a wall at the rim so far in this one, single-handedly providing great rim protection.
Been aggressive to block shots, but also avoiding fouls. That's a heavy presence inside.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Rubio and Booker, they're the backcourt. Ayton is out there with Johnson, and it's Bridges in its small forward. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Monty Williams.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Look at all the coaching changes that the Suns have had through the years, and some of these young players have heard a lot of voices. 7 in the last 8 years, and the team's performance has shown that kind of inconsistency with up and down seasons.
Rubio, the pass to Ayton over Murray. Denver grabs the miss. Millsap's got 4 rebounds in this game. It's tipped. Booker against Millsap. The drive by Booker, and it's sent back by Millsap.
Not been an easy start. 3 straight misses here on these possessions.
Inside, Martin, and Martin throws it down.
Well, you got to watch out when Barton leaves the floor, throwing the hammer down there.
And all the system changes have really affected the Suns scouting department.
Really difficult to fill out a roster when you've got coaching changes and philosophies that come about, and some guys simply just don't fit. So maybe they settle in here, find the right guys to do the right things, and get themselves back into the playoffs.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Phoenix leading by 7. And here's Rubio. He dishes it to Bridges. Jokic against Ayton. The pass to Rubio. Now Bridges. Phoenix needs to get off a shot. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Still a ways to go between now and the three-point contest, but it's always fun to talk about it. Let's see who has the best shot to earn a spot in this year's event.
And maybe this list changes between now and All-Star Weekend, but I don't think anybody would be disappointed if it stays exactly the same as it is right now.
Take a look at Murray. He's all the way up there at number 2 in the voting for the three-point contest. Fans and the media know that he is one of the premier long-distance shooters in the league today.
And Kevin, not to take anything away from the other facets of his game, but let's face it, that three-point shooting is what puts him on a whole nother level.
And as the votes keep pouring in, we'll keep you updated on any changes to that list. It looks like we're going to have quite a group.
Man, you talk about the ultimate marksman's list here, Kevin. Maybe this will be the year somebody gets that perfect score.
Here's Barton. Here's Jokic. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Ayton's got 9 rebounds now tonight. The drive by Rubio. Ayton trying to break free. And the basket by Rubio.
Wow, he doesn't make plays like that very often. That's a nice move inside.
Jokic against Rubio. And with that, the Phoenix lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from Jokic.
Well, they're getting stops, and they're attacking on the offensive end.
Yeah, coaching staff probably loves this, just grinding out defensive possessions, which is helping them get back into their offensive flow.
And Rubio kicks to Booker. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got his 7th assist in the game. To the inside. And it's slammed in by Millsap.
Well, he's feeling it right now, and Paul Millsap is not an overly aggressive offensive player, but on this night, he might be.
Timeout. Phoenix calls timeout.
One area after watching Denver over the course of the past 2 years showing what they can do offensively is for them to improve on the defensive end of the floor. About middle of the pack last year, they can get into that top 5. They become very formidable as a finals team.
I'm so trifling. Real savage. I don't with that if she average. I got a bad, I ain't Ashley. Understand me? Brand new car, hop out the bed. I saw my wrist out of my protect. Brand new chain. I saw my nigga got time to knock on me. I'm up on. I don't get rest. I'm catching me fights and chasing the check. Little baby. I'm a slick red type of, cause my band's big though.
Both teams deciding to change it up. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Jokic.
And suddenly his feel for the three-point shot has left him. It's been a tough go the past 5 games. The percentage from long range not close to what it was earlier, but he's not going to give up on it, and he'll try to get it going here tonight.
Johnson surveying the floor. Ayton in the high post. Here's Jerome. Up again. It's good on the putback.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Vonleh at the elbow. Pass to Harris. Pass to Jokic. That shot misses. Some solid defense from Ayton. Jerome passes to Kaminsky. Basket counts. And now a 10-point Suns lead.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Murray outside. Got a hand on it. They recover it. Backing up the points down low. Well, that's exactly what these guys have done this season. Check out the top-scoring big men in the NBA. Jokic is second.
That's as scary a collection of big men as you'd want to see. I mean, game planning for any of them is a challenge because you know how much defensive attention you're going to have to devote to them.
Well, you're building a team. The foundation starts here. Big men who can dominate a game offensively in the low post. Every franchise would like to have one, and this is the cream of the crop.
And the first one at the line is good. You know, Brent, passing is just one of the many things that Jokic does well on the floor.
Well, it doesn't look pretty at times, and there's not a ton of athleticism, but the cerebral play of Jokic, and then for teams to try to prepare Kevin defensively for a team offensively that plays from a point center, that's a bit of a mind job night in and night out. Denver's done such a great job of accentuating the skill set of Nikola Jokic.
Pass to Baines. The dish to Saric. And the pass to Carter. Back to Saric. And it's Jokic with the rebound. Jokic has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Out to Morris. Back to Murray. Pass to Craig. Jokic with it. And Baines pulls it down. Suns leading by 8. To the paint. Here's Kaminsky. They get it again. The layup missed. The Nuggets have gotten 6 of their 12 shots to drop for him here in the second half so far. Murray, good.
Meeting the defense with a tenacious will to score. Murray giving you that effort.
Phoenix has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Saric outside. And that one is good. And the Suns lead by 8.
And how about capitalizing there in close? Saric has the touch to take advantage from just about anywhere.
Pass to Craig from deep. It's hauled in by the Suns. And it's Carter penetrating, and it's good for 2. And now a 10-point Suns lead.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
Vonleh with it. Here's Murray. Basket number 5 goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Here's Jerome. Craig pulls it in. The 17-footer. Not going to go that time. And here's Saric. He'll bring it up for Phoenix. They're leading by 8. Fades back. And that one is off. And the Nuggets going the other way. Wide open look here for Murray. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. Murray's got 8 here in the quarter.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Jerome passes to Saric. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And this is what the schedule looks like coming up for Phoenix. On Friday, they'll be playing against Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors. And then on Saturday, they continue the road trip, heading out to Sacramento to take on the Kings. First free throw is good.
And the Nuggets, one of the better offensive teams in the league, but they play at a slower pace.
Well, they played last year at the 4th slowest pace in the league. Maybe one of those reasons is the fives that they use in Jokic and Plumlee coming off the bench are not the most agile players in the league. Got to wait for those guys to get their way down into possessions in the half court. But when they were down there, they were pretty effective and pretty tough to stop.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throw.
Murray outside. And there's a minute 45 left in the third quarter of the game. Unloads from 13. And there it is for him. Murray's got 10 points in just the second half.
Are we sure that's the same player, guys? He looks completely different. What confidence he's playing with, and look how engaged he is on both ends.
And Booker kicks to Kaminsky. The drive by Booker, and it goes down 2 points. Booker's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, Booker can mix it up. Once he's got a lane to the hoop, he jumps all over the defense there.
Barton outside. Murray outside. Dishes it to Grant. Carter pulls it in.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard. And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Passes it to Morris. Grant kicks to Plumlee. Morris against Carter. Puts it up from 12. And with that, the Phoenix lead is cut down to just 6 points with the basket from Morris. Phoenix has gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. The pass to Booker. Count it. Booker's got 14 points.
Devin Booker showing a nice touch around the rim.
Now Morris. Over Carter. No good. And so it's the Phoenix Suns in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. We come back right after this. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. So out there for the Nuggets right now, Will Barton is out there with Jamal Murray. Then it's Plumlee. Then there's Paul Millsap. And it's Grant in at the power forward. Rubio, the pass to Booker. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got assist number 8 now on the night. The Nuggets trail by 11. Barton outside. He kicks it to Murray. Back to Barton. Pass to Millsap. Good D by Booker.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Bridges passes to Rubio. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to go on Will Barton.
You know, for all the talk about Rubio's passing, I think one thing that gets overlooked is his defense. Both his on the ball and defensive rebounding are very strong for the point guard position.
Free throw good, Rubio.
And it was made clear early on to Ricky Rubio that the Jazz were moving on from him. But Rubio quickly finds a home in Phoenix. 3-year deal for Rubio, who is a good fit with the Suns. Having a real point guard on the team like Rubio should be a huge boost.
Ayton, he's checked in for the Suns. Both free throws good from Rubio.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Murray dishes to Millsap. In it goes for the 8th time in 10 tries.
Well, burning up the defense right now is Millsap on the interior, just finding enough space to create scoring chances.
Sharge outside. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Nuggets. Trailing by 13. Outside Millsap. In the corner, it's Plumlee. Harris outside. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots over Rubio. Here's Plumlee. Nice work on the board. He's paying off with the basket. Plumlee's got his first bucket of the night.
Well, don't get surprised by that burst from Plumlee. He crashes in for the rebound, has the athleticism, and finishes with authority.
Rubio, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
That's his second.
It's going to be on Mason Plumlee.
Clearly a foul.
Ricky Rubio at the line for 2.
And that one falls for Ricky Rubio.
Interesting that Phoenix has gone through all these different iterations since the loss of Hall of Famer Steve Nash, but this young core potentially coming together where they've bookended their front court and their back court with Ayton and Booker.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Well, Brent, looking at the Suns' future, Ayton's development could really determine how far they rise.
I think it's not all on his shoulders, but certainly as a big guy out there, to have a presence on a nightly basis and some consistency is the challenge for Deandre Ayton. He has all the physical tools and by all accounts has the work ethic to go along with it.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Booker looking around. Kicks it to Rubio. Plumlee with the rebound.
Not great numbers, but great effort in this one. Sounds funny, but I think he's been a positive for them.
They grabbed their own miss. Yep, it goes in, and the Suns' lead is cut down now to just 8 points with the basket from Millsap.
Yeah, although undersized, Millsap is a very, very hard worker. Uses his quickness that time.
Rubio against Murray. Millsap with the double team. Here's Sharge. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Plumlee's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Grant. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one.
Grant's always looking for those seams, so when he finds one, he'll rip right into it, like his aggressiveness there.
Pass to Ayton. Booker outside. Passes it to Bridges. 6 to shoot. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Buries the long-range jumper. And the Suns lead by 9.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
And Devin Booker, where would the Suns' offense be without him?
Probably bottom of the league if no Devin Booker slides on that Suns jersey. One of the purest shooters in the league and one of the most phenomenal young scorers that's come along maybe since Kevin Durant.
The Suns making a change here. Johnson's checked in. The Nuggets also changing it up. Jokic has checked in for Plumlee. And Barton subbed in for Jeremy Grant. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Mike Malone had some words for his team during the break. He is upset about the perimeter play. He told the guys on the defensive end, stay connected to the shooters. On the offensive end, if you don't have an open shot, pass it around. See if the ball starts to unstick, Kevin.
Thank you, David.
Well, you think about the season that Millsap was injured 2 years ago and how much that took away some development. Then a year later, Denver does some great things with Millsap in the lineup. Then they re-sign him this offseason thinking they can take another step. And Paul Millsap, such a good, solid defender and scorer, was devastating for them in the playoffs and a source of valuable offense on that end. Paul Millsap, the veteran and the adult in the room for this Denver team.
And for Millsap, he's a vocal leader when he's on the floor.
Well, his defensive numbers were so off the charts when he played in Atlanta for the Hawks alongside Al Horford. That's the reason I think that Tim Conley and the Denver Nuggets looked at the addition of Paul Millsap, providing them foundation on a nightly basis. He could be the concrete for them on the defensive end of the floor.
He's off on the second.
Well, Paul Millsap continues to work hard and continues to be an example of hard work paying off.
A nice shot by Booker.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
Rubio against Murray. The pass to Jokic. And again, Denver no good.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Harris drives in, and the layup's good off the glass.
Harris does a good job forcing himself past the defense on that drive to the interior.
Rubio against Murray. And it's Denver with the rebound. Jokic has got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
First personal foul.
Suns leading by 8. Pass to Rubio. Johnson outside. Back to Rubio. Pass to Ayton. Turnaround Jay. Paul Millsap with the rebound. Millsap's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Barton against Rubio. Barton passes to Millsap, lays it up and banks it in. Millsap's got 25 points in the game.
Well, takes it right into the heart of the defense, and Millsap unyielding on that play.
Johnson outside. He kicks it to Booker. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Every shot in his arsenal, Devin Booker, is pretty impressive. He can shoot it from deep. He moves well without the basketball. He can create with others. He is a young offensive force and is an interesting player to watch in terms of what develops next.
First free throw is good. And Brentwood Booker, the ball handling and creativity he has puts him among the elite guards in the league.
Yeah, you wonder if Phoenix can find a way to get some more talent around Devin Booker. What happens when all of the attention is not on him? He's already proven he's a great scorer. Where else can he go?
Both free throws good from Booker.
And as a team, they're hovering around the high 80s from the free throw line. They've gotten better as the game has gone along, which is exactly what you want to see. They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Gary Harris.
Johnson outside. Booker outside. Lets it go from the wing. That one wide left. The Nuggets trail by 6. Murray outside. Passes to Jokic. And he makes good on the layup. That gives him the double-double. 10 points and 11 rebounds.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Timeout called, the Suns.
Well, one thing that Nuggets fans can rest easy on is this team has its core in place.
No doubt about that. There's a lot to like about the future of the Denver Nuggets with Jokic at that center position and the huge extension signed this offseason by Jamal Murray. That's a fantastic duo between your 5 and your point guard to build on.
Present our Jordan Player of the Game, Deandre Ayton.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he has.
Nuggets on D. 4-point game. Booker finds Ayton. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Jokic.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
2 shots.
Free throw drops for Ayton.
Well, Coach Mike Malone has grown up with this young Nuggets team. He says that he believes in the youth of this team.
Well, the future is so bright for the Denver Nuggets, and really where you have to give Mike Malone a ton of credit is when they made the decision between their 2 bigs, Jokic and Nurkic, sticking with Jokic and then changing their entire offensive style to play from a point center position. It has paid huge dividends.
The Nuggets trail by 6. That's tipped. Oh, here we go. Rubio's got it on the fast break chance. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Rubio's got 5 points in the quarter.
Not sure which clips they watched at halftime, but he has figured out how to attack the D, and they kept him in check in the first half. He's flipped it.
And count it. The shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
What's Jokic, like 6'10" out there? Not many defenders are going to be able to match up with that kind of size.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
Free throw, good. Jokic.
Well, the 6'10" Serbian Jokic is doing a little bit of everything. A decent scorer, a determined rebounder, and of course, an elite passer.
Johnson up top. Millsap covering. For 3. Booker. Another 3 for Phoenix.
Well, and this has been their strategy throughout the 4th period. We'll see how it pans out.
It's one thing to have teams shoot a bunch of threes, but with this team being that hot defensively, you got to chase them away from anywhere near that line.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Here's Murray, and he gets it to go. Now just a 4-point Phoenix lead.
How about Murray stepping up, poised for this young player?
Rubio against Murray. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. And that's now 10 points for Ricky Rubio. The Nuggets trail by 6. Murray outside. And there's the pass to Barton. Jacks up a 3. They get it back.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And so it's Barton bringing it up for Denver. Kicks to Murray. Bridges with the steal. .109 left in the fourth. Johnson left side. He dishes it to Booker. Shoots over Barton. No good from Booker. Denver's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Harris passes to Barton. Now, here's Jokic, defended by Bridges.
A fundamental footwork and boxing out there that allowed him to rip that ball right off the rim.
And here's Booker from the arc. Drains it from beyond the arc. And the Suns lead by 9.
Booker right now finding some room out there behind the three-point line to get himself going.
Murray kicks to Jokic. And it's stolen by Ricky Rubio. Harris against Booker. So the Suns win it. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.